All right, I see a lot of folks in the gym that look the same month after month. I can leave the gym, I can look around, I can not come back for 3 or 4 months, come back, and too many people will look exactly the same. So I've got just off the top of my head, based on all the time and many, many years, decades in fact, that I've spent in the gym, of some common shortcomings or types of personalities that people bring to the gym and take on that seem to be hindering their ability to advance. So these are some of the people that you don't want to be, or you don't want to be fooled by. And that is, the first one I have here is the clock watcher, or as I like to refer to them, the premature ejaculator. All right, this is a person who goes into the gym and they're considering it a chore. They almost don't even want to go into the gym, but they're going to make themselves do it because they just feel obligated, and they feel like if they just do it, it counts. If they just go there, it counts. So, they get in there, they move through things quickly, not concerned with the quality of the time, just concerned with how quickly they can put that off, check that off on their list of things to do for the day, get in, and then get right back out, but the quality's not there. Now, this person's not to be confused with somebody that comes into the gym and generates a great deal of intensity and maybe in and out very quickly, just comes in, beats the muscle the hell up, and gets the hell out. That's quality time. We're talking about people that aren't concerned with quality time. We're talking about people that are just concerned with beating the clock. So that's the clock watcher, premature ejaculator. Then we have the Sunday stroll, or if you like, the water cooler circle jerk, or Night at the Roxbury, or the magician. Any of those things that describe the same type of personality trait in the gym, this character. What this is you see this everywhere. There's usually more than one, but depending on what time you get there may only be one at the moment. But these are the guys, mostly guys, because most of the stupid things you see in the gym are done by guys. It just happens to be that way. So these are the guys that just all stand around like they're at the VFW. Nothing wrong with the VFW. I'm a veteran myself. But there's a time and place for everything, and the gym is not the VFW. These are guys that just come in like it's a men's social club, and they just stand around and chit-chat and talk. And once in a while, they'll go over, buy a piece of equipment, and maybe they'll pick up a dumbbell and do a few half-ass curls, and they're not really putting much into it. Now, they're not in a big rush or anything. In fact, they're just hanging around like they have nothing else to do, and it's a social meeting place for them. Some of them may consider themselves quite the ladies' man, and they may be scoping out the women, and whoever they think is attractive happens to be, they may find themselves in the same vicinity and just nonchalantly trying to jump on whatever piece of equipment happens to be near that person that they're looking at, so they can just hang around, just lurk around, just kind of stalk a little bit. And that seems to be all they do in the gym. That's a Sunday stroll, or water cooler circle jerk crowd, or Night at the Roxbury, or the magician. Like they think that that's still going to progress their physique. They're still going to achieve some kind of a gains or some kind of advancement in their appearance, just like magic, just from magically being there, just through osmosis, just by bumping into equipment. All right, the next person is what I would call trigger shy. Trigger shy. And this is somebody you may not see in the gym, but you may work with, you may know, you may be related to, you may have a friend this way, a neighbor. The trigger shy is a person who talks a good game, and maybe they even attempt to formulate a plan, right? A good plan of attack and what they're going to do. And they may get very involved in, how they're going to eat, the foods they need to acquire, and meal prep. And they may even get a good start at that, but they never actually put the thing into full swing, into full motion. They never actually pull the trigger. They don't, they go like hell out of the gate initially, but then they're winded and they run out of steam very quickly, and that's just another one of the things cast aside and forgotten. Then there's the shrinking violet. Okay, the shrinking violet is the person that's always self-conscious in the gym. They think that everyone's watching them. They cannot mentally commit to what they're doing because they're too preoccupied with feeling awkward. So you don't want to be that person. Don't go in the gym and let other people take away your ability to make progress. Don't go in the gym. Remember why you're there. You're in there working on you. And anything else anybody else is doing isn't going to improve you, your body, your appearance, or whatever you're trying to accomplish. Them doing their thing isn't going to get you your thing. So if you allow their presence in the gym to hinder you from getting done the things you need to get done, then shame on you. Now, even when I'm in the gym, now don't make the mistake. You may just be a person who's very shy. You may be very introverted. And I was also, and I still to some extent, believe it or not, am, not in the gym, but in life in general, in social situations, usually. But once you get into the gym, keep in mind what you're there to do. Get you some headphones or whatever. Get into your own little zone, your own world. Do your thing. If you see somebody like me happens to look at you maybe a moment too long, it may be because you're busting your ass and you're inspiring me. You may be motivating me. Doesn't matter what you look like or how far along you are. I have met people in the gym, honest to God. There was a guy that used to train at Gold's where I trained in Southern York, and he was, I don't know, late 40s, maybe early 50s, and he was a very heavy-set guy. But this guy went so hard, and he actually was doing some kind of CrossFit thing coupled with a bunch of cardio. But this guy was always drenched in sweat, and I would watch him, and I thought, my God, that guy is pushing a heart attack. He's training so hard. And repeatedly, every time I saw him in the gym, he did it. I literally had so much respect for that amount of effort that I had to go up to him and introduce myself and say, dude, I got to tell you, man, you're one of the hardest training people in this entire gym. I mean, a person like that, there's no way they will fail. There's no way they will fail. If he doesn't drop dead from a friggin' heart attack, he's damn sure going to get into shape. There's no way that that's a fail. So sometimes somebody might be looking at you and you may notice that. It may not be because they're looking at you in some kind of hypercritical fashion. They may be looking at you like and being motivated by you. You know, now of course if they stand there all day, they're not very motivated to get on, you know, with their own thing, right? But yeah, I draw motivation from people like that. It doesn't matter what you look like, how far along you are or not on your journey. It matters, you know, how hard you're training and how much enthusiasm you're putting out there, how much energy you're expending, right? The vibe that you're giving off. Next person is the leading man. All right, the leading man, these are these guys that you see that they think they're the star of their own reality show. All right, everyone's watching them and waiting to be mesmerized by the amount of weight that they can utilize. And this is another person who usually doesn't make any progress or very extremely limited progress. Can't tell you how many times that I go into the gym and I see guys in there and they're piling and piling, especially on the leg press. You can't get away with this kind of thing on a deadlift. That's pretty much a truth teller, right? You can't like scream the weight and make it, you know, intimidate it and make it leap up off the floor. You actually have to do the work. But it's not a lot of ways to cheat that weight up without just getting hurt. So you don't see a lot of people doing this with deadlift. You don't see a lot of people doing this with the squat. Now, some people complain because you see people doing quarter squats and all this. I can't complain about that. Yeah, I think it's, you know, I'd like to see people do a whole squat, but it's none of my business. Don't know that person's condition. They may have injuries or whatever, that it might be just, it might be take a great deal of fortitude and insistency for them to even be in that squat rack in the first place. So they're in there and they're doing something and they're still going to benefit from that. So, you know, who am I? I don't know their life story. But if I see somebody that's loading up a leg press and they've got 10 plates on each side of this leg press and they're, you know, making a big dramatic thing out of it and a lot of noise, and then they lift it up off the safeties and they move it like about an eighth of the complete range of motion that's available to them, and they move it a few times and then re-rack that thing, you know, and they really feel like they've done something. That's ridiculous. They know they haven't done anything. They're only doing that for a display. They're not going to improve from that. And if the guy's got legs that look like a chicken's legs, or, you know, like a seagull at the beach, he's all puffy, but he's got these little teeny stick legs. That's why you have stick legs like that, brother. Do you think that any man that puts 10 plates on each side and can really work with that weight, that their legs are going to look like that? They're not going to look like that. That's not how you get it. I can't say any more about it. It's the most ridiculous thing I've seen. And I've seen older guys. I've seen guys my age do this shit. Load a weight press up. In fact, there's two of them that train together at Southern York. load the damn press up, get underneath of there, barely move this thing. When I see it, I feel like saying to them, hey, look, let me show you how you use this machine. Watch this. You know, I'll take it all the way down to the stops and back up, you know, clank it on the stops and all the way back up. But you don't have to do that, you know, and it's not my place. I'm not the form police. I'm not the one that's going to suffer from it. It's not my time I'm wasting. And then on the other hand, all of these people paid their dues like I have and like everybody else has, you know, monetarily, and they have as much right to be in there as me or anybody else. And if they want to go in there and waste their time, then they're a success. So, you know, thumbs up because you're succeeding in what you're out to do. But make no mistake about it, if you see any of these individuals, you don't want to mimic this behavior if you're trying to accomplish something. If you're actually trying to achieve something with your physique, don't fall into this trap of being like any of these people, okay? Go in there, get in your own world, do your thing, do what you got to do. Now, a lot of people like to talk to me in the gym. I like to indulge them. I will interrupt my workout to talk to people. Why? Because I've been doing this 30 years. And really, how much am I going to lose if I miss one workout? Or if I fall shy one workout or come up short? You know, come on. Over the course of a lifetime, I'm going to be in there many times again, hopefully, and I'll make up for it somewhere along the line. So to me, it's more important at this stage of the game to be a nice person, very receptive and shit to people, so they don't walk away knowing or thinking that I'm a dick, you know, which sometimes I am. But you, if you're trying to get it done, don't be like any of these.